chart of the week, and this week we're going to be going a little bit of a different direction. We're going to be talking about something called the SKEW index, which is the VIX SKEW index. SKEW is the symbol. On stockcharts.com. It's $SKEW. So you can see the daily version of the SKEW index in front of you right now. So a little definitional context here. What is the SKEW index? It's basically these are measuring option bets on what's called tail risk, right? Tail risk, which means that the outlier type of reasons for the markets moving in a certain direction, black swan events, maybe a surprise Fed rate cut. Obviously not going to happen, but some of these bets are being made regardless. These are very low probability option bets, but still people getting, if they come in, they get a big payoff. It's almost similar to if you go to the racetrack and you're betting the 90-to-1 shot every single time. Eventually it's going to come in at some point in time, but you're going to stack up a lot of losses probably before that 90-to-1 shot ever comes in. So let's take a look at the SKEW as it is analyzed here in chart formation and see if we can make heads or tails for understanding what it means. Currently, we have the SKEW index at about 155. So what does that mean? In context, that means that there is a large amount of bets being made for a lot of chaos in the markets or maybe a lot of euphoria. So a lot of call bets being made on the VIX, a lot of puts being bought on equities and indices as well too. Now, how do we know that this is the case? Well, a normal level for the SKEW is 100, right? That's a normal average level for SKEW, where you have basically homeostasis. You've got an even amount, a distribution of puts and calls being bought. So something much higher than that reflects that some optimism that some of these out of the money calls and puts are going to come to fruition. And in most cases, when the SKEW index is rising, it simply means that a lot of money is being placed on put options. So you can see that right now we're at a pretty elevated level. The all-time high is up here in around a 170 level, which came in September, pretty high level. So why is it that SKEW bets are being made here? Why are people anticipating that the markets are going to drop sharply? So some of these SKEW bets paid off. Well, we do have an election coming up in a couple of weeks, 2 weeks from yesterday. So that is uncertainty right there, and we will have resolution on probably around November 5th, November 6th. But up until then, there's a lot of anticipation. There's going to be some chaos. It never really comes to pass. So let's take a look at the weekly chart of the SKEW index and see what I'm talking about here. So if you go back to 2020 election period, that's right over here. We had a good size move in the summertime, much as like we had in 2024, came back down and then rose up sharply as the uncertainty unfolded, and then all of a sudden the results were done, and we had a pullback in SKEW and volatility over here. We did have a big rise later in the year. We had a lot of things dealing with COVID. Don't forget 2021, and as that started to settle down. And we realized that it's getting under control. That SKEW bet started to decline, but we're right back up there again. We're right back up near record levels, and we did hit a record level a couple of weeks ago on the SKEW. So I think that this really shows you the magnitude of such events happening. The market, what does it do? It just deals with it, right? The market just deals with the SKEW and with these bets over here. These are low probability, potentially high payoff bets. They don't always come in. Again, they maybe come in about 10, 15% of the time. So which means that you're about 85 to 90% against you if you're making these skew bets. But there are people out there who do it, and it creates a lot of volatility in the short run in the market. So that's the skew bets. We have the weekly chart and the daily chart.